My name is Jake, and I am an American nationalist. And today I have decided to put my doubts and fears aside and come and speak with you about what I believe to be the best path for Gen Z in the United States to carve going forth in the 21st century. That is, of course, American nationalism. This has been something I've thought about for years, and what ultimately made me jump the shark was a man who annoyed me. The same man also impressed me, and his untimely death ultimately brought me out here today. Charlie Kirk died doing what he believed in, and that really got me thinking about the concept of self-sacrifice and questioning what I myself have sacrificed at all. Now, before I really get into the whys and whats here on what I'm doing, I would like to briefly speak about where I'm from and a little glimpse of the overarching ideology that is American nationalism in the 21st century. Now, first things first, I live in the Great Plains region in the United States. A very well kept secret we are. You don't see too many individuals in this region doing what I'm doing right now, most of who are interested in politics normally partake by enacting in the government or working for the government, which is fine. I can't knock them. Because that leads me to my point of most people don't want to take the risk. They don't want to put themselves out here. I mostly just think it's because life is good here. People don't want to throw away their good lives. You don't read much news about the Great Plains region, do you? No, you don't. You know why? Because good news is not engaging news. Most of all the nasty things that you see going around in the United States are not here at all. Like I said, doing this, talking politics, specifically American nationalism, to many on the coasts, it is social suicide. Fortunately for me, I have great friends and I have a wonderful family who will not turn their backs on me. So, although I just spouted about self sacrifice, I am happily in a position to where I am able to do this without getting swarmed by the mob. I've always thought of the idea that we are somewhat like a watchtower, an observation tower when it comes to looking at what's going around the world. Most of the social and cultural issues in this country are really not in place here. Yet, of course, naturally, I still think to myself, where's our representation on the internet? No one in the Great Plains wants to talk about politics. Like I said before, life is good. Why risk it? So why not me? Someone is going to consequentially do it anyway. And we are living in a time to where I believe it is necessary. I mean, come on, look at me. I literally resemble a chudjack. I'm built for this. So what is an American nationalist in the 21st century? If you look up the term American nationalism, you are going to get several different ideologies from several different individuals from several different points of history. It's constantly warping. Yes, we are bound by doctrine and treaties and so on and so forth, but it's more than that. There's a social experiment that has been going on here the last 300 years. A homeland, yes, but an experiment is true too. How we got here, what the country has morphed into. The 20th century has been incredibly impactful. So I kind of figured that it'd be better to explain it throughout my videos. Different topics, different problems, different solutions. Well, the solution's always American nationalism. But that's how I figured I would do it. Now I will go on and briefly explain more of the why am I here and what I'm going to do. And also give you a little hint on what's coming, as if you could stop it. So why am I here in front of a tree yapping about American nationalism? I'll gladly tell you. We'll start from the top down bottom. First and foremost, I see a president who has kneeled and submitted to a genocidal psychopath in Benjamin Netanyahu. Every single time I see a ceasefire headline, I see bombs dropping once more within hours. A weak-kneed president who has masqueraded as the savior of our country. The man literally got shot nearly in the face and still has decided to submit to our overarching interloping enemies. I see a vice president in J.D. Vance, who, although has a gentleman-like caricature, a sense of humor, and overall a likable guy, has not been transparent enough about his upbringing with Peter Thiel and Palantir. Palantir, for those who don't know, is a terrifying dystopian technocratic future getting carved right before our very eyes. Social credit systems, drones, all the spooky stuff will be ushered through Palantir. These are insane AI technocrats who are actively trying to win a massive cyber race, a corporate cyber race. They do not care about the means to the end. They do not care about damaging the earth. They do not care about accidentally ruining lives. They just care about winning a cyber race. And J.D. Vance has not been transparent at all about it. I see congressmen in states across the country, specifically one in Minnesota, who is actively acting on behalf of a foreign country. I've seen judges in all over the country releasing violent criminals dozens of times. Dozens is not a hyperbole. I've seen some up to 39 in recent history within the last month. So many of these criminals that we ultimately get displayed videos of these clowns stabbing women in the neck on buses. Societally and culturally, I see an attack on our culture. I see the degeneration of our culture. I see debauchery in our culture, specifically on the coasts. I see third worlders mocking the invasion of this country, saying they're going to kill all of our men and do terrible things to our women that I will not specify. I see the status quos and maxims that pretty much gave the foundation of this country culturally get tested by those who hate this country. Remember when I mentioned Mr. Kirk? There were thousands of radical leftists celebrating his death as if their team won the Super Bowl. Many of whom who are ushering in and encouraging the decaying of our country. Hell, they just admitted to actively censoring right-wing commenters who tried to touch on these details. YouTube just released an announcement saying that they censored right-wing commentators on behalf of the Biden administration. I mean, there has clearly been a coordinated attack against right-wing individuals in this country for more than a few years. Heck, in addition, the FBI just admitted to implementing 275 plainclothes undercover agents at January 6th, enticing people to partake in violence and doing things that they shouldn't. Now, January 6th, I'll just lightly brush on it. I think what happened there was you had a lot of men with fire in their hearts that truly were, you could say, fooled to believe that Donald Trump was truly going to save this country. And they all rallied at the Capitol, election was stolen, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, that was an entrapment scheme. Nancy Pelosi admitted to calling down the National Guard, so she was why there wasn't even National Guard. And then you throw in the new news about these 275 agents ushering people to get in trouble, basically. If you remember, there were a lot of videos about people that were already somehow inside the building. Yeah, I think I know who those were now. We think we know what happened there. Okay. Kind of just threw a lot at you there. But it ain't all bad. All right? The propaganda would be futile if there was no hope for us to fight back. Gen Z is the most awake generation ever. We are more knowledgeable about everything's going on thanks to the technology we have. Every conspiracy, I think about how it was Illuminati, it was Deep State, it was the globalists, it was the bankers, it was all this crap growing up. And I'll just throw the hint out there. Gen Z knows who it is now. I genuinely do think Gen Z is special, though. We have looked into the eyes of a double-barrel shotgun involving a technocratic dystopia with social credit scores and drones to keep you in check. We still say no. Gen Z wants to be consequential. There is a huge fire that has been lit within Gen Z the next few years. So that is really why I'm doing this. Everything I just mentioned and more, everything I just told you about was a sliver of what's going on today. Most of what I spoke about is news within the last month or two. So what am I going to do about it? I guess, first of all, I'll do what I can. And that is encouraging and ushering in this new 21st century ideology of American nationalism. Everybody's in agreement that both of our parties are corrupted. Everybody's in agreement that both of our parties have individuals serving foreign countries. But everybody knows that there's a problem. And a lot of people aren't really offering a solution that just isn't burn it all to the ground. I don't want to burn it all to the ground. It's not like we're salvaging a dead country or anything. Like I said before, I live in one of the best places you can be here. So I wish the whole country could be like the Great Plains region in terms of friendliness and community. So I want to acknowledge and unite those who are blessed to be here, gratuitous to be here, understand our history, acknowledge those who have been wronged as well, and to the ones who just desire the better future for America. Now, I will be attacking taboo social topics, taboo cultural topics throughout this journey, you could say. And if you are incapable of separating the individual from the culture, ideology, religion, society, whatever, this really isn't, you aren't going to be able to digest this. It is imperative that you separate the individual from everything else I'm going to talk about. If I don't like you, it's not because you're black. It's not because you're gay. If I don't like you, it's because you suck. That being said, I'm going to have some fun with it. If I'm really going to be out here talking politics, I'm going to have some fun, okay? I am not this suit and tie Nepo baby from Arkansas flying on a private jet using Charlie Kirk's death as a to become popular. You know who I'm talking about, fucking Brylan. Get out of here with that crap, okay? That's not me. I would love in the future to mix in some other videos about celebrating American culture, our music, some of our cities, our architecture. There's so many fun things to talk about in celebrating American culture. So I'm going to do that too. Our history, like there's a lot that really make me excited. But first, I'm going to make these messages in regards to social issues. I will probably have a message for Gen Z. I will probably have a message in regards to white guilt and black victimization. I will probably have a message about the degeneracy of our culture. I may have a message for the boomers. I have a lot of very fun ideas to share with you guys. And although I am a little anxious to put this out. I know when I hit the send button, I'm going to be shaking in my boots because I don't know who's going to see this. It's on the internet. The internet's forever, man. I suppose I will leave you off with one last message. Never doom. Never fall into the doomer mentality. That's what they want. They want us to give up. They want us to seem like trying is futile. It's not. I said before, the propaganda would be futile if it was over. So never doom. I get it. The world sucks at points. I understand that. I'm not an idiot. But remember to be grateful with who you have. I guess another video idea I just thought of off the top of my head. Incel and femcel ideology is terrible. You want to know how to stop that? Men, tell the women in your lives that you appreciate them. Women, tell the men in your lives that you appreciate them. That gets rid of probably half of the incels and femcels in the world. I can't express enough about how awful that ideology is for a country. And yeah, I mean, just never doom. Don't fucking give up, man. Because it's our duty to make the world a better place. The United States of America is a very special country. A lot of very special people. Gen Z being the most awake generation of all time. I look forward to sharing everything I have to share with you. I will be posting it on YouTube, X, and Rumble. Rumble because I don't know if YouTube is even going to let me post. I haven't even checked if I can write in the words American Nationalist into the title yet. But we'll find out. I'm very excited to have you with me on this journey. And I guess I'll see you next time.